Let's look at number 2. But before I look at number 2, I want to tell you I forgot to state the minimum. And the minimum is 2, negative 25. Okay, standard form. In order to figure this out in standard form, I have to multiply it out. But let me take this and say that that is the answer in factored form. So, first thing I'm going to do is I want to multiply the negatives. So I'm left with x squared minus 4x minus 5x plus 4. Two numbers that add to give me that and multiply to give me that. Then by times x plus 2. So then y equals x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x squared is negative 3x squared. Minus 10x plus 4x is negative 6x, and then plus 8. And since this is the no calculator section, you're crossing your fingers. Okay, the x-intercepts. Well, the great thing is the x-intercepts, they already have it in factored form. So I just do the opposite. 4, 0, negative 2, 0, 1, 0. The roots are 4, negative 2, and 1. The y-intercept. In order to get the y-intercept, I need to plug in 0 for my x. So let me do the work down here. 0 minus 4, 0 plus 2, 0 minus 1. So I'm taking that, plugging in 0 for my x. Then I get negative 4 times 2 times negative 1, which is positive 8, 0, 8. I can't figure out the rest of these until I draw, but I can do my end behavior as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches. Okay, so I've done all those. Let's do a quick graph. In order to do a quick graph, I have my 4, my 1, and my negative 2, and my y-intercept of 8. So I'll color code. And now we've got to think about the quick graph. X to the third power reminds me of a line. A line starts from the bottom. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go down. And then I'm going to go up. Okay? Now this is a rough sketch. Each of our sketches could look different. So your sketch could be something where the negative 2, the 1, and the 4 are here. And you could have gone like this. It's not the prettiest, but you get the game. Now, how you quick graph it will depend on some of your answers. Let's start with domain. Domain means everything to the left and everything to the right. Well, if you look, that's pointing right and that's pointing left, all real numbers, negative infinity to positive infinity. The range is everything up and everything down. Well, all real numbers, negative infinity to positive infinity. So that's not a big deal. Now, here's the deal. Because you do not have a calculator, you're going to fake it. So what I probably should have done is done this. Let me make that a little bit nicer. So I'm going to make that one of my points. So maximum. I decided this was my maximum. So as long as I show that that is my maximum, you're going to get credit. If you had your maximum here, and maybe it's negative 111, then make that your maximum. Your minimum is your lowest, so just make sure it's reasonable, and I'll say at 4, negative 3. Where here, this might have been at, I'm sorry, not 4, 3, negative 3. So maybe I decide this is at 3, negative 1. It doesn't matter, as long as you're showing me where the min and max could be, okay? And then I'll be happy. Now, you need to be accurate with your max and your min so that you could do your intervals. Therefore, if I'm saying this is 0, 8, and this was 3, negative 3, when I do my intervals, negative infinity, positive infinity, I'm going to use those x values to get my intervals. So let's start. As I go from here to here, I am increasing, so negative infinity to 0. And then now I'm going to go from 0 down to 3, decreasing. And now I'm going to go from 3 to positive infinity, increasing. And again, as long as this matches that, you're going to get full credit. Okay? Let's go to the next one. For this one's going to take a little longer, so we'll wait for the next video.